All right, here we go. This time it's a 3 terabyte hard drive, which has a Launchbox on it. This is the application Launchbox. Look at all these games. Over 10,000 games, everything from Atari Lynx all the way up to, it says PlayStation 4, but really it's PlayStation 3, Wii U, some Nintendo Switch, Xbox. You have Nintendo 64, NES, all the Game Boy portables, Wii U, all your Segas, the Dreamcast, the Genesis, Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, arcade games, PSP, Super Nintendo, and then check this out, Windows games as well. I had a good time checking out, what was I playing? I was playing some SpongeBob SquarePants is on here. Comic Shake. That game's actually really enjoyable. Graphics are amazing as well. But a mix of retro games plus some Windows games, all on Launchbox. Launchbox is one of my, I really dig Launchbox. There's a special place in my heart. You can right-click on things, edit them, add artwork, delete artwork, add more games. And then if you want a more hyperspin look, you can go ahead and change to big box. You can buy the license. It's fairly cheap, and you can get rock and roll in there. So in this video, let's just have a quick look at what's on here, and then we'll play some games and see what's cooking. 10,107 games total. Let's get started. Let's do the back of the alphabet first. Let's go backwards here. It's going to throw some people off, but oh well. WonderSwan Color, 98. WonderSwan, all of them pretty much. So the Windows games. So these all work really well. I've played all these games. These hard drives are using similar hard drives. The Goat Simulator, sometimes you have an issue with it if you're online, but if you're not online, it should be fine. The games that load through Epic Games. What is this? Steam Little Nightmares. Yep, that works. So you can see here the artwork's missing. It's just kind of in the back of the CD there. But it is the right one. You got Plague Inc. That's a fun game. A lot of indie games, things like that. Below Zero, this cool, Arctic exploration or deep sea exploration. And then Tunnel of Doom, some RPGs, things like that. You have Shredder's Revenge. All right, SNES. So this is, this is always the complete set here. It's always very well organized. 758. So every single Super Nintendo game you grew up with, boom, right there for you. Sony PSP, you got 94 games total. So I'm going to go ahead and be posting a game list in the description of this video. So rather than doing all that. So PS4 and Xbox One, these aren't actual PS4, Xbox One games. I think they're PC ports is what they are. That emulation isn't quite there yet. Like Last of Us Part 1 is going to be that PC port. But hey, they're on here. So same with Xbox One over here. I'll jump over to there as well. Now, PS3, you have 27 games. Here you go. There's the 27. What game did I play earlier? Oh, I played Afro Samurai. I actually owned that game for a while, and I sold it on eBay for like $75 recently, like within the last couple years. Great game, and it's kind of a collector's thing. PlayStation 2, we got 122 games. So again, I'll be posting the game list. PS1, 451 games. So you've seen me on this channel. If not, check my channel out. I got 2 terabyte builds, 3 terabyte builds, 12 terabyte builds. Some of them are running Batocera Linux. Some of them are running other things. And this one is Launchbox. So I really like that. You just plug it into any Windows 10, Windows 11 PC, and it'll run on something fairly low end. The actual software will. So Neo Geo Pocket Color, and they got Neo Geo, so this can be your Metal Gear, Metal Slug, and stuff like that. But as I was saying, this one has a couple things going for it. One is Launchbox. I love Launchbox. It's a really great building a build like this. You can absolutely do it for free. So Sega Saturn, 30 games. And if you're wondering about numbers of games, just if you look at the bottom of your screen here, it says displaying 505 out of 10,107. So you can just check down there as you're watching the video. But Launchbox is very easy to use, very easy to expand on, very easy to find games. There's a search function up here on the top left. You can hide the menu, you can change the menu, you can go into big box, like I said earlier in the video. You can change the way it looks. There's all this information on the right side here. So it's not like bells and whistles, but it's definitely clean and easy to navigate. That's what I like about it. So this 3 terabyte build. Where are those 3 terabytes going? Well, you got Wii, Wii U, Nintendo Switch, GameCube, PS2, 3. So that's where a lot of that space you're going to get there. So you're going to get the retro games, and then you're also going to get some of those newer systems. So Dreamcast, only 40 games, so not a big Dreamcast collection. If you're buying this for Dreamcast, I might look in other places, but I have a feeling, somebody who's buying this wants a little bit of everything, and this would be nice. So 10 Nintendo Wii U, 20 Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Switch. So a lot of indie games on here, not the big games. But you have Borderlands, you do have ARMS, Crash Bandicoot, you have Zeldas on here, and then Super Mario Odyssey. GameCube, 92 games, so that's cool. GameCube runs really well. It's a fun system. So you're going to have that available to you. Game Boy Color, Advance, Game Boy, Game & Watch, and then NES, the original NES. So you can see here you're missing some artwork here. You also notice it's 1,700 games. So you're going to see some hacked games on here, some homebrew games, some Japanese games, some US games. It's all kind of in here. But at the end of the day, if you just want Super Mario and you type Super Mario on here, what do you have here? You have Mario 4, Super Mario All-Stars NES, Super Mario 6, which is like a port. And then you have NES Mario, NES Duck Hunt Mario double pack, and then you have the triple pack over here, and then you have another triple pack over here, where it's 3-in-1 games, and then Super Mario 2 1. So if you just want to play Super Mario 1, you do that. Super Mario 2 this, Super Mario 3 this. And all the other ones are kind of extras for you. Okay. Nintendo DS, 71 games. Look at that. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Nintendo 64, 391, so it can be all of them. TurboGrafx 16, 295. Looks like there might be some mature games in here as well, so be careful there. Xbox One. Xbox, 104 games. Wow. Dead or Alive, MotoGP. Good to see Valentino Rossi on the front. Very cool. Atari Lynx, 86. 3DO, 44. That's going to do it for this build. Here is the hard drive itself. It's a cool little enclosure, and they do put little foam on the left and the right and the top of the hard drive, so to help it if you drop it or something like that. You can pull it off. You can see there's just a SATA connection. It is a, it does have, all these have these little stickers on there. I don't know if these stickers are, if the hard drives have been refurbished, or does the sticker mean like, oh, this hard drive has been loaded, it's completed. Yeah, I just see them on all these hard drives. They're doing something. And then, so there you go. It's a pretty decent hard drive. And whether it's refurbished or not, I mean, it definitely held up its end. The top of this case comes off too. You slide this back on. And you'll notice on the other side here that it's USB Type-C, which I really like to see. And then it has its own power cord. Has some cooling there on the bottom. And then it actually is RGB as well. There's a little light that plays between the power switch and the hard drive. So it works. So the hard drive comes with a game list, 1,107. At the bottom of the list, there is the actual games. I went ahead and post that in the description of the video. This is what they say for their minimum requirements. And then do they say, yeah, make sure you change your hard drive to the letter Q. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Oh, they even have a little video how to do it. Let's see what they say. This PC, right click, go to manage. Whoa, ding dong. Disk management. Click on the disk, the Launchbox 3T, right click it again, I'm sure. And then change drive letter and paths, and then change it to press change, and then make sure it's Q there in the drop down. Then press OK, and then exit out. So here's the install me first, and then there's an Xbox video here to how to get some of the Xbox games working if they're not working. All right, so here are Nintendo Switch emulator. I think it's called like Hello Neighbor. It's kind of a sneaking game. This guy is like got something going on in that locked room. Oh, and scares the heck out of you. This game does have a little bit of video tearing in it. I don't know if that's the game itself. I never played the game before, but it's super playable. I also played Zelda, played a few other Switch games. They work just fine. Especially after what happened to Yuzu and how you can't get the emulator anymore. You know, this would allow you to have the emulator and have all those games in your backups. Jeez, that guy's scary. And so, final thoughts. The emulation's great, especially if you have a higher-end computer. You know, you're going to need a dedicated graphics card for some of these more graphically advanced systems, you know, like Nintendo Wii, GameCube, and up. But everything below GameCube is pretty easy to handle. The Launchbox system itself is, it's plenty quick, and you don't need that much horsepower. This is running on that external hard drive, though. Remember, it does have the RGB lights on it. It looks pretty cool. And, you know, it's when there's like when you're in Launchbox and there's a lot of games on your screen and you're scrolling through a bunch at the same time, it's not super fast, but it's also not that laggy either. It's what you would expect from an external hard drive loading those games. As far as the build, you know, just like any of these Chinese hard drives, you know, just play it safe. You know, if you are worried about spyware or anything like that, you know, just put it on a computer that's not connected to the internet or a secondary computer or something like that. There's a lot on here, and it's really cheap. That's really where these come to play. And I wanted to review this one because I'm a big fan of Launchbox. So having a pre-made Launchbox build where you can just plug and start playing is kind of a really neat thing. Whether that's because you don't have a high enough bandwidth at your location, you know, you're capped. Maybe the speed is slow, or you have a capped bandwidth. You can only download so much per day, or you just don't want the time, or you want to give it as a gift or something. There's just so many reasons I think why you might be interested. But while I say that, you know, do know like getting this PSP game and downloading the PPSSPP emulator and just setting it up yourself, you can find all this stuff just through Google, set it up, and be gaming. So keep that in mind that you could build it just fine. So back to the kind of the pros and cons. You know, there's some cons with them being Chinese made, the graphics, the like artwork, and all the descriptions for all the games and all the ROMs and everything. You might not have the complete set. We saw on Super Nintendo you get the complete set, right? But that's not always the case, especially in the more advanced systems. There's just not enough space. You need more than 3 terabytes to get all those systems and games. But like, look at most people would look at the game list, you know, see if it's what they want, about, give or take. If you wanted more games, you know, you can see my channel. There's people that make 12 terabyte, 36 terabyte build, you know, and more. But what these drives are they're down and dirty and cheap. And so that's what they have going for them. A lot of the other drives have a hyperspin or a different front end. And so this one being Launchbox is kind of a nice little option for everybody. So that's why I wanted to check this one out. But that's what I think. Let me know what you all think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Quick, let's catch up with her. She probably doesn't know us here.